A Bill Gates-funded venture in coordination with the UK government are set to begin experiments within weeks to block out the sun to stop climate change. As you are about to see, they will be spraying chemicals into the air to create cloud cover to block the sun and lower the Earth's temperature. CNBC reported here what Gates plans to do and how they are going to do it. They are calling this solar geoengineering, when in reality, this is biological warfare. I've then got an extremely alarming clip of climate scientists debating the morality of this issue and the cost of human life. RFK Jr. weighed in on this and has something to say about it as well. I'm Zach Costello.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
How long will it be that countries keep experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering?
It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
So, you know those chemtrail conspiracy theories? I mean, my wife got there before I did, but are you freaking kidding me? The experts who have literally gotten everything wrong now plan to block out the sun with chemicals, and they promise it's going to be safe and effective. We've heard that before. Trust us, guys. Here are the scientists debating the morality behind this decision.
Can I leap in? This is a really important moral point. So if I made a decision, or if there was a collective decision to do a geoengineering program, and you put, say, the kind of program I think makes more sense to put about 1 million tons a year in, but let's say, you might end up killing many tens of thousands of people a year as a direct result of that decision. I think that has moral consequences. I don't sweep it under the rug. So this is a case where I take this much differently from Alan and think it's a much more serious issue. Now, it's true that as part of doing that, you would hope that the overall benefits of human mortality would be so that you would save many, many more people than that. But the fact that you would save more people than you kill doesn't mean there's no moral impact of making a decision that directly kills people. And I think that we who talk about this have a duty to be clear-eyed about the direct risks involved in doing it.
I actually think one of the most important questions we heard from was the question about acute triggers, and sort of I think we've seen this in this country with Sandy, where climate change for at least a little while came back on the political radar screen because of extreme weather, whether it was actually caused or affected by climate change or not.
So quick change of subject there, but that guy thinks this has moral consequences. Well, look at these scientists willing to sacrifice human life to save the planet, blocking out the sun, literally. This is one of the dumbest things that you can possibly do from a common sense standpoint. I don't care what these guys claim to be experts in. Common sense. Aside from God himself, the sun is literally the source of life. We cannot live without it. Nothing can. In fact, areas of the world where there is less sunlight results in all sorts of mental ailments like depression, anxiety, suicide rates, etc. We need sunlight. Our immune systems need it. Our brains need it. I absolutely do not want these climate scientists, these experts, and their moral framework making these decisions for us. What gives them the right to do this? Who voted for this? RFK Jr. posted this: we will soon end this crime against humanity and our planet and bring justice to those plutocrats who are perpetuating this mass, uncontrolled experiment. I'm glad to hear that, but this is a disaster and must be stopped. I'm Zach Costello.